Have you ever looked at the skyline of a modern city with skyscrapers piercing the clouds and wondered about the limits of human ambition? We build higher, faster, stronger, constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible. But what if I told you there's an ancient story thousands of years old that serves as a powerful cautionary tale about this very drive? This is the story of the Tower of Babel, a tale of unity, ambition, and a lesson that changed the course of humanity forever. Let's travel back in time to the land of Shinar, which we now know as ancient Mesopotamia. According to the book of Genesis, after the great flood, all people on earth were united. They spoke a single language and shared a common culture. As they migrated eastward, they found a fertile plain and decided to settle there. It was a time of unprecedented cooperation. Imagine a world without language barriers, where everyone understood each other perfectly. The potential for collaboration would be limitless, right? Well, that's exactly what they thought. Looking at the vast flat plain, an idea sparked among them. It wasn't just about building homes or a city. They wanted to make a statement. "Come," they said to one another, "let us build ourselves a city, and a tower with its top in the heavens, and let us make a name for ourselves." This wasn't just an architectural project, it was a monument to their own greatness. They had a revolutionary new technology for the time, baked bricks, which were much stronger than sun-dried mud, and they used bitumen, a sticky tar, as mortar. They had the means, the manpower, and a singular, unified vision. Their goal was twofold. First, they wanted to build a tower so high it would reach the heavens. This was a powerful symbol of their ability to challenge the divine, to ascend to a godlike status through their own ingenuity. It was the ultimate expression of human pride and self-reliance. They believed that through their collective effort, nothing would be impossible for them. Second, they wanted to make a name for themselves. Why? The text tells us it was lest we be dispersed over the face of the whole earth. This is a crucial point. Despite their unity, they feared being scattered and forgotten. The tower was meant to be a central beacon, a focal point for all humanity, ensuring their legacy and preventing their fragmentation. It was a project born from both immense pride and deep-seated insecurity. They wanted to control their own destiny, to create a man-made center for the world, defying the natural tendency for populations to spread out and diversify. So the work began. Day after day, the tower grew taller, an incredible testament to what a united humanity could achieve. But as the structure climbed higher, it caught the attention of God. The story says that God came down to see the city and the tower which the children of man had built. He saw their unity, their single language, and their boundless ambition. And he was concerned. The concern wasn't about the physical height of the tower. It wasn't as if humanity could literally build a staircase to God's domain. The issue was the spirit behind the project. God observed, "Behold, they are one people, and they have all one language, and this is only the beginning of what they will do. And now nothing that they have imagined to do will be impossible for them." This statement highlights the core of the problem. Their unity, which could have been a source of great good, was fueling an unchecked arrogance. They were starting to believe they were their own gods, accountable to no one. Their ambition, left unchecked, would lead them down a path of hubris and self-destruction. To remedy this, God didn't destroy the tower with fire or flood. He chose a much more subtle and arguably more profound solution. He said, "Come, let us go down and there confuse their language, so that they may not understand one another's speech." Suddenly, a bricklayer calling for more mortar was met with a blank stare. A foreman shouting instructions was heard as gibberish. The perfect, seamless cooperation that had made the project possible instantly shattered. Imagine the chaos and frustration. People who had been friends and colleagues moments before were now strangers to one another. Communication broke down. Arguments and misunderstandings erupted. The unified workforce dissolved into fragmented, confused groups. The grand project of the tower ground to a halt. The ambition was still there, but the means to achieve it, their shared language and understanding, was gone. The very thing they feared, being scattered, became their reality. They abandoned the half-finished tower and dispersed across the globe, forming new tribes and nations, each with its own language. The city was named Babel, from the Hebrew verb balal, which means to confuse or to jumble. So, what is the real takeaway from this ancient story? Is it just a myth to explain why we have so many different languages? It's much deeper than that. The story of Babel is a timeless parable about the nature of human ambition and the dangers of pride. It teaches that unity without humility can be dangerous. When we start to believe that our own collective strength makes us infallible, that we can achieve anything without regard for moral or spiritual boundaries, we risk overreaching in a destructive way. The tower represents any human endeavor that seeks glory for its own sake, forgetting its place in the grander scheme of things. It's a warning against the kind of pride that says, "We don't need anyone but ourselves." In the story, God's solution isn't a punishment, but a course correction, by introducing diversity of language and culture. He forces humanity to learn a different kind of unity, one based not on uniformity, but on the effort to understand and connect with those who are different. It pushes us to develop empathy, patience, and the humility to listen. Think about our world today. We are building our own modern towers of Babel in technology, in finance, in global institutions. We connect globally through the internet, our modern single language, in many ways. This story urges us to ask ourselves, what is the motivation behind our grandest projects? Are we building to serve ourselves and make a name for ourselves, driven by pride? Or are we building with humility, seeking to create a better world for everyone? The lesson of Babel isn't that ambition is bad or that unity is wrong. It's that our ambition must be tempered with humility, and our unity must be built on a foundation of mutual respect, not arrogant uniformity. The moment we believe we are invincible is the moment we become most vulnerable. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back to the plains of Shinar. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more deep dives into the stories that have shaped our world. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious.